communicate with you. But what we're saying, and I will try to make this clear, we cannot bypass his mind, and his mind is not talking English, it's talking Swedish to him. So we help him to interpret, but his mind needs to find the words. So sometimes he struggles with finding the right words, even though we can say it into his head 100 times, he can still not find it in his memory bank or in his mind. So sometimes there can be some confusion. But what we want to enforce here is that it's really, really making a big difference what you're doing together.
Okay.
And you do it with the right intention, and you're doing it with the right mindset. So that is a great work you do.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. If there's anything that you would like to share with anyone who may come across this video, because you know how I do, I'll put, oh, Hank has another quick conversation with Dolores, and that'll bring them in because everyone wants to hear what you have to say and how you're doing on the other side. And so anything that you could possibly share.
I have a great time on this side, and in different frequency. I'm really find it very interesting and exciting to be here. But of course, sometimes I miss some kind of connection to people close to me when I was manifested. I can miss my daughter, but I also can see that she is a wonderful being that has a totally different purpose with her work and a different mindset than I had. But I like what you're doing, what she's doing, what a lot of you doing, and I am not judging anyone. I'm just here to share my happiness for this to continue, and of course a little proud of being mentioned. It's still with me, of course.
Understood. We call that ego here.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
joking. Well, okay, so here's my here. No, that was a good joke, I think. Hopefully everybody will laugh. But here's my thought. Her higher self is there, is she not? Your daughter's Julia's higher self is there. My higher self is there. You know,
Yes,
right? Connect.
we're often connecting,
Okay,
indeed.
so I mean, you have the physical manifestation of the personality of Julia, your daughter, is just different than having her higher self there, because our higher are we the avatars for our higher self? Do you see that, or do we have a bit more freedom than we recognize?
You have definitely the freedom of making choices,
Mm-hmm.
or what you say sometimes free will, so you can take different paths. But the physical closeness is not possible here, because we have no physical bodies. I can't put my arms around anyone, giving them a hug. I can do it mentally and telepathically and energetically, but not physically. It's not possible.
See, now here's my analytical mind again. Just by you saying that, this is the first thought that came to my mind. So what's taking place on the planet Earth right now? It's been said that we are raising our vibration to go into the fifth dimension. We've all discussed that before, and they say we're actually here. We just haven't recognized it yet because it's all happened simultaneously. But one of the biggest things that I've heard about this particular ascension process is that we will be able to maintain our physical form while in this high vibration. What is the truth to that? And if so, at one point you will be able to physically manifest back into the on say Gaia and have a physical form that you're able to then be, of course, your multidimensional self within the physical form. Is that what the goal is of this ascension process that's supposed to be so incredibly special and new and different and something that's never happened before, as you know, as it's been said? That Are you following me?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't see that it's so very important to manifest physically what is possible to do, yes. But if I are going to manifest physically, then I'm going to be a totally different entity for you to perceive.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm not
I
going to look like Dolores as you know it. And I'm not going to spread the same energy around my physical body. But it's possible, yes, it is. And you
so
can do it from the fifth dimension or the fifth density and upwards. And many of you are already there, but not aware of it. And we will say this very quietly. We don't want to boost Lars' ego, but he's writing a lot of stuff about this. So we want you to take that in consideration also. We're just making fun of him now because he's laughing at us.
is he going to be writing this side? Is he going to start sharing some of this? Because I know he's holding on. He's holding out with a lot of stuff.
He is already sharing a lot of session he do in his meditation, and there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Oh, very good. And so I don't, the one thing that you answered me, but there's one thing, the one small part that may have been left out, and I'm going to restate this question. Uh, what's new and brand new about this particular ascension process on this planet is that they say that we're going to be able to physically ascend with our physical bodies intact. There'll be new bodies, more, of course, expanded, higher vibration,
But the
but with
expansion is not that needed. The expansion is taking place in the frequency you're holding and are able to perceive. Is not has anything to do with your body, but you can still keep the body you have and reach a higher understanding of how things work, and you will see it in a total different way. It's like a whale taking away from your eyes that you suddenly is going to say, "Oh, is this what it was?" So you
well,
are going to understand what is happening when it's happening.
okay, so is it then a falsity that people are just saying that we're going to actually raise in vibrations with these bodies?
No, it's correct because the erosion is not the body. It's in, we can say your mind, but not it's not in your brain. It's in the way how you perceive things around you is going to be a total different
Okay, so
way.
this is, I'll say, put it this way then, that it's been said that once we finally hit the tipping point and we have actually ascended into this higher vibration and we're totally in recognition of it. Some are calling it the event. You know, Susan Spooner, she calls it the event. A whole lot of people call it the event. But will we then be able to have ascended abilities such as, and I'm talking about instantly manifesting my body to the other side of the planet. And I don't want you to say you're already on the other side of the planet because that's not what I mean. I'm talking about I'm here and I'm physically manifest in Houston, Texas, and I disapparate and I appear in front of Lars on the other side of the planet in a matter just of thought. I'm thinking of Lars and now I'm there, but still in the physical. That's what I'm talking about. Is that fallacy, or do you see that as you look? Because there's no time where you are, so you can see past, future, parallel. You're in that expanded state. Can you, you know, all those things that you used to say that were so above and beyond you, how do you see it now? Those particular type of things. Can you elaborate, please?
You if you decide to still keep your physical manifestation, you will not be able to teleporting to another place, but your mind will. And when you're visiting with your mind, they are aware that you're coming and why you're coming, and you're aware of why you're traveling there, you're so connected in a totally different way, but you are not able to take the body in an instant with you. It's not
Okay.
possible.
What
But
about a
but we
holographic
will also
projection?
say this to you, that when you can compare this to when you go to sleep, your sometimes dreams are very vivid and very clear for you, but 2 minutes after you wake up, it's gone.
Yes.
But this is going to be awake, and you wake into a total different understanding, and it will stay for you forever and ever and ever. So it's like in waking up from something that has not been always feeling so good to something that you totally understand that this is what is meant to be. This is the way it should feel. This is the way it are meant to be for all of the mankind. So it's like waking up from a bad dream, if you so say. Not all is bad, of course, in that density you are
Understood. Understood.
manifesting, but it's very important to see that it's very difficult to explain something you have never experienced before. We're trying to put this forward that it's like waking up and you totally understand that, this is the way it's supposed to be. It's the same feeling when you die, when you pass over to this side, or as many say, go over to the other side. It's just
Yes.
a other different reality. But then you suddenly understand why you were meant to be on the planet, why your task was, uh, what your task was meant to be doing,
The
and what.
challenge, the
Sorry.
challenge is whatever the case may be. I
Exactly, exactly,
understood.
and also then you are understanding because you can also see, ah, I forgot that. Why didn't I do that? But there is no judgment upon you. The only judgment is from yourself, and you will overcome that and understand that was just a part of the play going on.
Excellent. So listen, then, okay, I love that. Thank you for that explanation. Brilliant, brilliant. I think a lot of people were really, I mean, I think it's stuff that people aren't talking about, and or people haven't come to the conclusion that. I would love to send this to Steve Beckel because these are the kind of questions I know he likes to ask. So then once the whole planet does shift, totally shift, and we're in recognition that we've shifted into this new earth, into this golden age, into this higher vibrational density, then we will be able to have face-to-face connect with you. Is that not correct? Even though you're not manifest on the planet anymore. Is that
Yes, and you'll
okay?
also be able to connect to the being that you interpret like aliens.
Ah,
You're
yes.
totally going to connect to everything, and it make all sense to you then.
And we'll still have our physical bodies down here to do whatever we do or whatever, whatever.
If you're standing on your lawn, you're standing there looking at all the beauty around you, then you suddenly have an urge that I really would like to understand this. And you know exactly in that second where you have to go to find that knowledge. And in that second, you are decided that I'm going to attain this knowledge. You are there. And it can be on another planet with other entities and other densities. So you will be able to do this, but you will not have your body because it will still standing on your lawn.
Yes, totally understood. So, may I ask you this? Have you visited Source since you've passed to the other side? Prime Creator?
There are not one prime creator. It's an energy field,
Yes.
but I cannot elaborate on that now.
Okay, very good. And what about, um, what we can like and okay, like okay, I was gonna say Jesus, but have you? Oh, I think you did tell me that you've already went to visit Jesus because we asked you the last time. You just said you never met any Satan or anybody like that before. I remember. So never mind. I won't ask the same questions over. Dolores, thank you.
Yeah, I can answer you. Yes, I did speak to the frequency of Jesus, but
Yes,
it's not Jesus physically.
yes,
And
understood.
I also can speak to Satan, as you call it. It's just a frequency. It has no relevance unless you put the relevance into that frequency.
Understood. Dolores, thank you so much again. I love the way you're like, hey, 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 didn't you want to talk to me? Love, love, love that. That makes me feel really good. Thank you for coming forward. Thank you for sharing yourself with us. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. We are so appreciative and very, very thankful. So I'm giving you a big hug. You can hug one of my hug Hank, the one,
I,
and
I'm blessed to be able to talk to you, but don't make me anything more than anything else.
oh no, we know you're just one of our brothers and sisters that doing your thing, and we appreciate you. Um, I
Th-
just I'm
Though
appreciative.
I appreciate that you appreciate the work I done,
Yeah,
because that was my purpose to being manifested. So that is making my vibration feeling much stronger when you're recognizing that I was right, because every feeling you hold, every thought you hold is resonating through all the universe and affecting every little corner of the universe. You
my
sometimes feel so small that the only thing I can have any possible effect is the chair I sit on, but that's not true. Everything you hold into you is resonating with everything else living. It's
when
very
I
important to remember that.
yes. Well, when I think of you, have my thoughts are always of unconditional love. I have nothing but love for you, and so. And if you ask those three over there, the three that are me, they know I'm not into worshiping Jesus or this or that or whatever. You know, I have much love, but I know we're all one, and that we all come from the same place, and so I
Yes.
don't hold anyone else above anyone else, and so
That is important to understand, but I appreciate that you resonate with the work I have done. That make me
yes.
have a good feeling, of course.
And I like to verbally acknowledge it because we're human. I'm human right now. I'm in my
Yes.
human form. You can see my other forms there with you, but I'm in my human form. And so, this is what we do, so it's not a
Yes.
bad thing. So,
And your
but
higher self are really beautiful energies, really glowing energies.
that's what they tell me. So it makes me happy to know that everyone who's connected with them, I get that. So hopefully I'm doing them good, doing them good. I'm doing my best, not trying. I'm doing my best. So
They're smiling and it's well. She's making a dance.
ah
She's dancing. Wonderful.
ah oh oh okay, all right, Dolores. Thank you again. We appreciate you, and
She said, "Do you remember when we danced?"
yes, the other day in session with Lars, and he was inducing me. Um, or we were doing, he was guiding me through the meditation. I came upon the big group of people and they were all dancing, or the entities were dancing. Uh, I'm sure you guys were all there. I don't know if you were there, Dolores, but I know the others had to be there. Were they not?
So you do remember. You do
Oh,
remember.
yes. Oh, yes. Oh, so Dolores was there. You were there as well?
No, I was not. I was busy
Okay.
doing other things.
Okay, but the
But
dance
it's
was.
Isabella that says to you, "This is what we did the other day."
Yes.
Yes. and you
That's
know,
when you
and you
cry.
know, you're holding, you was holding my hand,
Yes, and yes.
and it's wonderful.
So that was the first hand that grabbed me then.
Exactly.
Ah, see, even in my mind's eye, I remember that.
Yes.
And I remember that. That was awesome. That's when I started crying because it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
So if I keep doing these sessions with Lars, do you think they'll end up being as spectacular as these sessions that he has with me? Oh, or he seems to have with me.
Isabella says it depends on your attention, intention when you do
Oh,
that.
okay.
So yes, we can see a lot of good things can come out of that also, because he's a very clever guy. This Lars is very enlightened and high frequency, as you are.
No, so he says, huh? No, I'm joking. Is that?
It's what we can see.
I know. That's why you can see. I know exactly. I know. I we like teasing each other. Uh,
Yes.
I don't like him teasing me, but I like teasing him.
He says you have no humor.
Not hit. Oh, that's what he says, huh? Okay,
Yes, he said that to us.
okay, very good.
And he's grinning at us.
Oh goodness, please. He uses a lot of profanity, so you may want to put your fingers in your proverbial ears.
We know. We met him a lot of times.
Awesome. So, is there anyone else who had a desire to come forward? Any extra dimensionals or extraterrestrials? So I thought there were three doors, and I guess if we can all meet them at the same place, it's fine. We don't have to go from one. It's only one place anyway. So here and now, is there anyone else that would like to come forward?
We,
Anyone for
now
Aaron?
we was just want to thank you for the opportunity to communicate.
Excellent.
And we
Uh,
have nothing further to say.
okay. Well, next time I'll save it to ask about politics. But I'm just ready for us to get to the tipping point to where everyone wakes up and we can get beyond all the hate and the fear and the lies and the deceit and the torture and pain that's going on this planet because it's in full force right now. They're fighting with everything that they have to keep uh, people locked into this low vibration.
That
So,
is the tipping point when you realize that it's you to need to have to do this work. Yes, you have a lot of support in your struggle, but when you realize that it has to come from you, then it's when you're perceiving that you call it tipping point, and it's coming. It's coming.
unconditional love in the morning, at noon, and at night, and everything on the in between is what my new mantra is. So we would like to thank you, like I said once again, and we'd like